now. And first I would like to start off with a thing which I mentioned last year, which I was unfortunately unable to complete, which I think needs to be said out first. I quote myself, I remember what I said. I said to sir that I would read a minimum of 50 books. To which sir mentioned that it's a steep thing, but if you really put your mind to it, it's possible. And I'm sorry sir, I wasn't able to complete that sir. And the reason why is, as I was burning through those books sir, I realized I was doing some of it for finishing the task sir, and not for enjoying the process sir, like Karita mentioned in her presentation beforehand, which brings me to the first thing I have set in mind for at the end of 2021 sir, which is that I need to learn how to enjoy the things that I am doing sir. And I enjoy reading sir, obviously, that is why I am such an avid reader, you said sir. And in the past 3 months or 4 months sir, after I realized that sir, I was going through all the books just to finish the task, I stopped reading the books sir, because I felt like it was, for lack of better word, let's use the word, I was cheating myself sir. And so that's what I hope to learn for the first thing at the end of 2021 sir, regarding my personal life sir, that is how to enjoy the things that I am doing and learn how to enjoy the process sir, instead of trying to fire through to the destination sir. So that's the first thing sir.
So once again, I'm having a call. I'll meet my mom and come in 2 minutes. You just continue.
So friends, the first thing in the middle of my vision board which I mentioned is, as Karen mentioned, she mentioned about a certain author and a certain genre of books which she wants to read, and the Percy Jackson books, the Riot and Burst as the bookworms call it. And what I have here is a list of what I deem are some of the most important authors throughout history. We have people who were originally born far away in Holland, I believe, Charlotte Bronte, how we pronounce the name, and right down to our very own Arundhati Roy, who was born in the nearby state, I believe. What I hope to do before the end of this year is to try and learn about different things. Not try and learn about certain things. Not that it's wrong, but to me, I have always felt like if I start a certain thing, if I start a certain genre of book, let's say mystery, I would confine myself to that certain mystery, that genre, until the end of let's say 3 months or 4 months, where I feel like, okay, this is getting boring, let's move on to the next one. And what I feel, I have come to the realization that I have come to a lot of realizations recently due to the pandemic and being stuck at home by myself. I have come to the realization that what I need to do is I need to diversify. As Sir mentioned in a previous class, I need to diversify myself, and I need to learn, and I need to realize how to pull myself in different directions without compromising in any of them. Some people might feel like a person tries to go in all directions at once. If a person tries to go into all directions at once, they will not be able to, they cannot possibly focus on a certain part of it, and I want to prove that wrong, and I want to do that.
So the 51st book you are supposed to read. And this is your
first book, sir. First book. Yes.
First book. So this is your birthday present from my side.
Happy birthday.
God bless you. So in front of everybody, he was mentioning about the book reading, and he has got the vision. So, and he has given a promise in front of everybody that this is going to be the first book. And don't cheat yourself. So happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. And so that was one of the two important realizations which I needed to get out of the way before I move on to the more professional aspects of my life.
That's okay.
To the more professional aspects of my life. And now talking about professional aspects of my life, for the next year, for the next 11 months basically, I have to focus on pre-preparing. Preparing itself is it's about getting ready for something before it happens, and I want to do that power twice. And that is because the next year I might be facing let's say a situation or a decision which I have to make, which will decide the course of my life from that point till the point which I log off for the lack of better word. So what I want to do is I want to focus in the last year 2020 a lot of things happen. Let's not talk about the mere obvious things about the bushfires or the viruses or about the sheer number of people who have left this earth. I want to talk about how that impacted everyone else, how that impacted the people around them. I believe around 7 months or 8 months into the pandemic, we crossed the 1 million mark of people who left the earth. And it's a bit saddening to me really that when we say that 1 million person, let's say for a person X who dies in, let's say my hometown, I don't want to use the names or something. So when after the person died, it became clear to me that everyone talked about him only after the day. Some might call it nepotism, but I feel like that thing is not because of. I know my town, I know the people who live there, I know the people who were engaged in that activity. They said due to the pandemic, he passed away, and they reduced his life to that one certain event only. And I want to make sure that my life or people who are around me, sir, their life do not get reduced to that one person, sir. When a person thinks of me, sir, I don't want them to think of me as the person who caused a lot of trouble in school, sir. To that one point in my life, sir. I want people to think, let's say, sir, the difference between a person and a personality, sir. You mentioned around a lot of days before, sir. And that thing really stuck with me, sir. And I saw it in action during the pandemic back in my hometown, sir, where I had to spend a couple of days, sir. And I want to make sure that I take each and every step possible to change from a person into a personality, like you mentioned, sir. And I know it's not an immediate process. I know it's not going to happen in the matter of the next 11 months, sir. But I want to make sure I take my steps. I want to take the first steps to get to that question, sir.
Wonderful. That is a real good insight. I'm also very much delighted with the kind of insight that you have. And you mentioned about the statement. That statement was a very touching statement. That is, they made his life short by giving that kind of a claim. So I really appreciate it. Good insight.
Thank you, sir. And now going to the real professional, so my belief is that I have the ability to get into a tough college. People around me, some of my very friends, even whom I consider close, have brought it to my attention that they would like to take the easy way out. They say, sorry sir, I don't sleep, sir. No. Bro, if you take this college, it's going to be easy for me. So I'm going to do that. And a person around me might say, college and all, I'll go help my father. A person in this day and age, 2021 right now, said that after he called me for a long time due to my birthday being today. And I want to bring that into my presentation too. I want to be in a situation, or I want to be in a surrounding, I want to surround myself with tough situations. I want to prove and I want to make sure that I have the ability to prove myself in such situations. Let's say any person can, let's come to an analogy which Sir and Kavita mentioned before. Any person who is an okay driver can drive in the road before us, right? Anyone can come from the top to bottom, and it takes a skilled, let's say, rider or driver to drive across and navigate roads which Kavita mentioned, sir, to her right to Ladakh, sir. And I want to prove myself not to everyone else around me, sir, but to myself, that I can overcome such tough situations, sir. It's that I use that as an analogy, sir. But I mean in almost every aspects of my life, sir, in my professional life, sir.
Right.
And speaking about the specifics, sir, I have to kind of attend, since I am an Indian student, sir, who has his eyes set on studying abroad and coming back to the country, sir. I have to make sure I, let's say, familiarize myself with the different cultures of the countries where I am going to, sir. And for that, comes to me in another one thing which I want to say in my personal life. Learn a new language, sir. And specifically, I want to learn French, sir. And I want to take the steps to learning French, sir. A friend of mine has recently started that, sir. Because a college in the northern Canada, sir, near Quebec and those areas, sir, they majoritarily speak French in those areas, sir. So I want to make myself, and I want to prove myself that I can learn French, sir, and I can lay the stepping stones to it in this government, sir. And the career aspect of the life, sir, my colleges, I mentioned, sir, I have a plethora of colleges to select from, sir, in which I can set my eyes on, sir, and I have the redundant plan of having a couple colleges left, sir, which I am sure I will be able to make, sir. I'm aiming for tougher colleges to get into, sir. And so that's my vision work for 2021, sir. And
Wonderful.
thank you, sir.
Wonderful. Very depthful. No?
Well done.
So,
Good job, Nolan.
Nolan, can you hold? இல்லடா அதாவது அம்பாசிடர் காரோட இன்ஜின் வந்து ஃபெராரின்னு ஒரு அனுபவம் சொல்லுது.
சரி, sir.
இது வந்து ஃபெராரியோட இன்ஜின் வந்து மாட்டு வண்டியில் இருக்கிற மாதிரி இந்த சார்ட் வருது. அது ஏன் வந்து பெஸ்ட் கூட பண்ணல அப்போ the கேமரா மேன்
Sir, நீங்க சொன்னீங்க சாட்டர்டே பண்ணுங்க. ஓபன் பண்ணி பாருங்க. இது வீட்ல இது பண்ணி பாருங்க சார். அதுக்கு வரவே சாரி.
பரவாயில்ல. பேஸ் இஸ் இண்டெக்ஸ் ஆஃப் மைண்ட். உன்னோட விஷன் அப்படிங்கிறது இவ்வளோ டெப்த்தாக இருக்கு. உன் விஷன் போர்டு எப்படி இருக்கு? சரி. தேங்க்யூ. போஸ்ட் இட். ஸோ ரிலாக்ஸ். இல்லை நீ முதல்ல வந்து அதுக்கு ஒரு அதை காஃபினில் போட்டு அதுக்கு சார்ட்டுக்கு வந்து இது உயிர் இல்லைன்னு போகிறோட உள்ள இருக்கிற விஷயத்துக்கு உயிர் இருக்கு. ஸோ question for Navan. Pranav, yes.
Sir, about the book reading, sir, Nagulanana told that last year he told he'll read 50 books, but he cheated himself by not being interested, sir. But he says in 2021 he'll do it, sir. But I'm just asking, sir, now what will bring the interest in him, sir, of reading the books?
Okay, that's a nice question. Yeah.
Nice question, da. So what I believe will bring me the interest is this time if you notice clearly, I haven't set up a set target or something. This one book which sir gave me, it's my obligation and it's my pleasure to read this as the first book, and that is why I mentioned that. And this time what I think gives me the interest is I like reading books, but what I didn't like about myself in the process regarding to the habit of reading books is that I was trying to finish the books and not trying to enjoy the books. And this time I will make sure that I enjoy the books, and due to that only I haven't set up a set target or something.
Enjoying the book is more important than finishing the book. So maybe when you are enjoying, you will learn more. When you are finishing, it's a commitment. So hope you do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question.
Any other questions from the online form?
Sir, I have a question, sir, but I have a doubt, sir.
ரெண்டு ஒண்ணுதானா?
No, sir, question to Nagulan, sir, a doubt to ask. I would confirm with you, sir.
Sure.
Sir, I have a question based, like a general question, sir, which is related what Nagulan said, sir, but not what Nagulan is saying, sir. Can I ask that, sir? A general question, sir.
Sure, you can answer.
So Nagulan, you mentioned that I want to enjoy the process whatever I'm doing. So if someone is given with a project or assignment in a short period of time, they won't have enough time to do that and they will not have enough sleep. I'm not saying school project, I'm saying some IT fields. My uncle, my brother, I saw them, I am seeing them not having enough sleep and sitting on screen, and to complete that they won't eat and spend time with us like to a normal extent. So in that case, how to enjoy the process what are they doing when they are not having food and enough time with the family?
Yeah, sure.
So Vasan, let's take an example, another example. Let's say come to your example. When a person, when a superior officer or a superior another person, when they tell us, when they give us a deadline and they give us a project, the first thing what we need to decide in ourselves is, do we want to do that project? The person needs us to do the project. We need to do the project to get our sustenance for the month, let's say. But what I want the people to think is whether they want to do the project or not. When they sign up for something, so let's take this example, the class as an example. When we first signed up for the class, we knew that sir mentioned to us we will have these set projects and sir will give us certain things which we have to do, and me and you, we enjoy that, so we come here. We enjoy doing this project here, and I did this in the first day, sir.
Yes.
First day itself, staying up, and that is the reason why it's like this, sir. So since I enjoyed the process, I did it immediately. And when a person like your cousin, or say, I'm not saying he doesn't like his job, due to some instances that happened just now in his life, they may not feel up to the job. and they need to make it aware to the superior, but they need to complete their project as well, because it's their job, it's the need of the superior.
And in addition to what Nagulan answered, Varshan, it is about seeing it as a commitment or seeing it as a burden or responsibility. Again, you know that I am a crazy Indian Army fan, and I always take examples. That guy, the soldier that we are speaking about, is loading up all the arms and ammunitions according to his lieutenant colonel, and he is getting into the battlefield willing to die for the nation, barring the fact that he has got mom, dad, wife and children for him, but he is willing to die for the nation. So, and the enjoyment towards the profession, the enjoyment towards the work, அப்படிங்கிறது தான் driving force. அது எல்லாத்துக்கும் மேல package top pin என்னன்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, I'm doing something for the country அப்படின்றது. So, ஒரு போருக்கு போற சோல்ஜருக்கு வந்துட்டு அப்படி ஒரு டெம்பரமெண்ட் இருக்கும்போது, ஒரு ஐடி கம்பெனியில ப்ராஜெக்டை முடிக்க முடியாம இருக்கிற ஒரு பர்சனுக்கு வந்து அந்த டெம்பரமெண்ட் வராம இருக்கிறது யாருடைய தப்புன்னு உனக்கே தெரியும். Whose fault is it? Is it the company's fault? Is it the superior's fault? Is it the system's fault? Or is it the person's fault who is not able to discriminate between the commitment and the responsibility? So, பிடிச்சு செய்கிற வேலை அப்படிங்கும்போது அதில் ரிசல்ட் நம்ம எதிர்பார்க்க தேவையில்லை. பிடிக்காம செய்கிற வேலையில் நம்ம ரிசல்ட் எதிர்பார்த்துக்கிட்டே இருக்கும். ஸோ அது சில பேர்த்துக்கு வந்துட்டு சொல்லி புரியும், சில பேருக்கு பட்டு புரியும். இப்போ இவன் சொன்ன மாதிரி the person whom you are speaking about, the relative whom you are speaking about, they might have come across some troubled waters very recently which might have given them a negative apprehension not to focus on the job anymore. ஏதாவது ஒரு விஷயம் அவங்கள வந்துட்டு இந்த ஜாப் மேலே ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ண வேண்டாம்னு பிடிச்சி எடுத்துருக்கும், அதில் அப்படியே ஸ்டே ஆகிருப்பாங்க. எமோஷன் ஹேண்ட்லிங்கில் ரெண்டு விதம் இருக்குது. லிவ் இன் தி எமோஷன், லிவிங் வித் தி எமோஷன் சொல்லுவோம். ரெண்டுக்கு வித்தியாசம் இருக்குது. லிவ் இன் தி எமோஷன், லிவிங் வித் தி எமோஷன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சாய்ஸ் தான் ஒரு லீடருடைய வேலை. லிவ் இன் தி எமோஷன். அந்த இடத்துல அந்த எமோஷன் வந்துச்சா அந்த நெகட்டிவ் எமோஷனை ஃபீல் பண்ணிட்டு போயிடும். ஆனால் இந்த ரெண்டாவது கேட்டகரியில் இருக்கா பார்த்தியா, ஹீ லிவ்ஸ் வித் தி எமோஷன். அதை அப்படியே நினச்சிக்கிட்டு அதை திரும்ப 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 யோசிச்சு பார்த்து ஹீ லிவ்ஸ் வித் தி எமோஷன். அந்த இடத்துல அவனை ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுறதுக்கு எப்பேற்பட்ட கவுன்சிலர்ஸ் வந்தாலும் முடியாது. ஸோ இவங்கெல்லாம் அந்த ரெண்டாவது கேட்டகரியில் வேலை செய்யணும். இன்னைக்காவது ஒரு நாள் யாராவது ஒருத்தர் பேசுகிற பேச்சு இல்லை ஏதாவது ஒரு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன் புக்கில் படிக்கிறது இல்லை ஏதாவது ஒரு படத்தில் பார்த்து அவங்க திருந்தினாங்கன்னா தான் உண்டு. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஹீரோ பார்த்து திருந்தினாலும் திருந்தினான். Right. Hope that answers your question.
Yes sir, thank you sir, thank you Nagulan.
என்கிட்ட ஏதோ டவுட் இருக்கு நீ அது
சார்?
இல்லை என்கிட்ட ஏதோ டவுட் இருக்குன்னு சொன்னீங்க
சார். உங்ககிட்ட டவுட் கேட்கறேன்னா நான் நைட் ஃபுல்லாக உட்காந்து கேட்பேன் சார். பாவம் நீ ரெஸ்ட் எடுக்கணும்னு சொல்லி தான் சார் டவுட்.
இல்லடா இப்போ அவன்கிட்ட கேட்கும்போது சொல்லு இல்லாட்டி அவன் கிளம்புனதுக்கு அப்புறம் வேணா கேளு.
சார் கேட்டீங்க சார், ஜெனரல் கொஸ்டின் கேட்கலாமாங்கிறது தான் சார் டவுட்.
சரி. Right. So anything else? Yeah, Anas.
Sir, no, sir, if anybody is not Nagulan sir, tomorrow we will be taught I should study that book. But while taking that book, we can see our mind will think that we can see phone or we can see TV. How you overcome it now?
How do you come across it? Nice question.
So it's simple. I mentioned to you before, like it's a matter of whether you want to do it or not. If you want, let's say, read this book. If I want to read this book, I'll read this book. And while reading this book, if you think, let's say 5 hours ago you wanted to read this book, but you didn't have time, so you said I'll do it later on. And then at that time you receive a notification on your phone, your mind automatically goes to that because you think that phone, you need that phone right now more than you do this book. And the person, like sir mentioned in the previous question, they need to know that reading this book is also a form of enjoying things, and reading this book is also exciting, and reading this book can be exciting, and they need to sit down and open the book, and only then will they realize how it goes. If whenever they take the book, the notification comes, they go there, then that's they feel like that book is let's say not useful at that time. Not this book, sir. That book is not useful at that time.
Impulse driven.
So that is what.
Right. Good answer. மாமா வந்துட்டாங்க. நாளைக்கு விஷயம் போட நீ வந்து பண்ண பிறகு இவங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் பார்த்து அவனுக்கு பாரு. ஓகே? Come. Thank you. Prisha. Next question. Yeah, Prisha. your question will be the last for now. Who else? Kiran, do you have a question? Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I have to leave, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Alright, Kiran. So Prisha, you're also leaving.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we will see your vision board tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, English round.
So, any other questions to know? No. Very nice question. I don't want to hold. I'll get
Well done, Nagalana.
Thanks, sir.
I'll get your question and feedback and I'll message it. Sure. Okay, so
Sir, sir,
yes.
I also need to leave only for today, sir, because no one is in home, sir.
No one is in home. Okay, right. No problem.
Bye, sir. Bye.
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 Sir, I'll go out and come.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so the depth of the vision board. Depth of the vision board. Mitra.
3, sir.
Okay, depth of the vision board. Kirtana.
3, sir.
நான் அவனுக்கு 3 பேர்த்துக்கிட்ட கேட்டுட்டு தான் நம்ம ஃபைனலைஸ் பண்ணோம்.
Sir, okay.
நான் எப்படி தான் இப்போ வாங்கிடுறேன்.
Sir, okay.
5 பேர். அவங்க எல்லாரும் நாளைக்கு வந்த பிறகு உங்களுக்கு ஃபைனல் ஸ்கோர்.
சரி.
இப்போ என்னங்கறத நான் நோட் பண்ணுறேன்.
Thank you, sir.
யா, தேங்க் யூ.
அப்ப இது ஃபைனல் ஸ்கோர் இல்லையா
இல்ல
சார்?
இது ஃபைனல் ஸ்கோர்.
அப்ப நோட் பண்ண வேண்டியது.
நோட் பண்ணி பெண்டிங் ஸ்கோர்னு போடு. டெப்த் ஆஃப் தி விஷன் போடு. டெப்த் ஆஃப் தி விஷன் போடு.
3, sir.
டெப்த் ஆஃப் தி விஷன் போடு. நிதின்
Sir, Lakshana வெளியே உட்காந்துருக்காங்க, sir.
தர்ஷன் வெளியே இருக்கா?
Sir,
ஆரன் கேட்டுச்சு அவங்க ஸ்டம்ப்ஸ் ஹேண்ட் ஓவர் பண்ண வந்திருப்பாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். தர்ஷன் உள்ள வா.
class போயிட்டு இருக்கு.
ஏன்டா வெளியே உட்காந்துருக்க?
இல்ல சார், class எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க.
அப்படியா? சரி எதிர வா. நீதான். Pranav, depth of the vision board of Nalvan.
4, sir.
Varshan?
3, sir.
இல்ல. இப்போதைக்கு இது கவுண்ட் பண்ணேன். மித்ரா யார்
சார்,
பெண்டிங்?
நான் இது
இது பெண்டிங் யார்? அனாஸ்,
அனாஸ்,
ஆஃபில்,
ஆஃபீஸ், ஹாஃபிஸ், கிருஷ்ணா, கிரதர்னிகா, பாலாஜி.
6 members. அது நோட்
அது
பண்ணி.
நான் இப்போதைக்கு இதுல
நோட் பண்ணிக்கோ. நவனுடைய பிக்சர் வந்து ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கோ.
ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. அது அப்லோட் பண்ணுங்க.
So Kirtana, this will come to you.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So you start. The body language. Whatever that score is, 4, 3, 2 add பண்ணிக்கலாம் என்னோட.
ஓகே சார்.
சொல்லு.
3, sir.
என்ன சார் இது பண்ணி போடுறது?
Body
இது
language.
body language.
Thank you.
3. Body language of Naval.
Sir, 2 only, no, sir.
நான் சொன்னது 2. டெப்த்துக்கு அவன் சரியா பண்ணல விஷயம். Prabhu,
4,
Naval's body language.
4, sir.
4. Pranav, Naval's body language.
4, sir.
Ved, Naval's body language.
3, sir.
Navin. Nitin, Naval's body language. And I am adding 4.
Sir, 5, sir, 2, sir.
2.
2, sir.
2. Krishna, you count this. Again 6 pending. So, Vedarshan and Pranav, in the scoring முடிச்ச பிறகு I think we are done. ஏன்னா பிரபு அத்தியாவுக்கு audience கம்மி. I don't want this vision board to be wasted. நாளைக்கு எல்லாரும் வந்த பிறகு you will present. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Alright. ஏன்னா சும்மா just like that யாருமே இல்லாதப்போ பிரசன்ட் பண்ணணும். எல்லாரும் பார்க்கணும். So you tell me, his communication and presentation.
3, sir.
Communication and presentation, Sibi. Kevin. Nitin. His communication and presentation.
3, sir.
3. Kalpita.
3, sir.
Kirtana.
Sir, 3, sir.
Vedarshan, Naval's communication and presentation.
Sir, 4, sir.
Pranav.
4, sir.
Okay, and I am adding 4 as well. So that's my 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mitra, count this. 6. 6 pending. 6 pending order. Last but by no means the least, the self-motivation of Navlan in preparing and presenting his Vision Board 2021. We'll start with his friend Vedarshan. Vedarshan.
Sir, 4, sir.
Pranav, self-motivation.
3, sir.
Prabhu,
3, sir.
Ravindraj, Nitin.
5, sir.
Okay. Self-motivation.
Sir, 4, sir.
Kirtana,
2, sir.
Kalpita.
3, sir.
Mitra is self-motivation.
Sir, 3, sir.
And I am giving 5 for self-motivation. Kalpita, count again please. 28. Navlan, can you note this down? You don't mind? 30. So, depth of vision board 28. 6 pending. இன்னும் 6 பேர் கொடுக்கணும். அது எல்லாமே body language 31. Includes the trainer's cut too. Using 6 pending. நாளைக்கு ஒன்று வந்தோடனே கிளாஸ் எடுக்கும். She's counting the
Sir, 30, sir. So 300, sir.
30 communication and the presentation 30.
Sir, 37, sir.
Thank you. And self-motivation 37.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, bro. Thanks.
Thank you. இதை கவுண்ட் பண்ணி ஒரு கிராண்ட் டோக்கன் சார். So whatever Navlan is going to say as a score is without 6 members evaluation.
1090 or something.
1090. 1090. And please understand, 6 members are yet to give their evaluation. Number 1 Kiran, number 2 Prisha, number 3 Balaji, number 4 Mohammad Anas, number 5 Hafiz, and number 6 Hafiz. So tomorrow once they come back, we will get all their evaluation parameters and then we will give the consolidated score for Navlan. So Kalpita 1760, Kiran 1510, Kirtana 1940, and Navlan 1090 with 6 people yet to give their evaluation.
1190.
1190. So this mark is not of any value, but I am just giving you for the sake of knowing where you are actually standing in the presentation features.
Okay.
Right? But நீங்க விஷன் போர்டு பண்ணிருக்கீங்க அப்படிங்கிறது தான் இங்க மெயின். So Prabhu Aditya number 1, Kiran number 2, Navlan number 3, Kirtana number 4, and Kalpita number 5. உங்களுடைய towards the second year anniversary award credit pointsல all you people have got 70 points.
Very well done, friends. Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
Well done, everyone.
Well done, everyone.
Thank you, Pranav. Thank you, Pranav.
Well done, friends.
Thank you, Pranav.
Right, so Prabhu Aditya's presentation is going to be next, and tomorrow the first thing that will happen is Prabhu Aditya's presentation, and after that we will see the other stuff. So Varshan, Pranav, let us not keep you holding, it's already 7:30, so we will meet tomorrow, and anything else? Varshan, Pranav?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, then keep sharing this strong, we'll see you tomorrow. Varshan, take care of your hand, and if possible, try to attend the direct sessions.
Sir,
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Pranav.
just one doubt about the board which I'm going to make, sir. So, like there can be many categories like dreams to achieve, and then places to go, and then goals to achieve, like that, sir. For 2031 and one for 2021. Can I keep it for both the years, sir?
Yes. Don't concentrate too much on the kind of places where you are supposed to go, but concentrate more on the dreams, your skills to be developed, the weaknesses that you have to
Yes,
write
sir.
down, அதில் அதிகமாக கான்சன்ட்ரேட் பண்ணு. Don't concentrate much on the traveling. அதெல்லாம் personal. அதை விஷன் போர்டில் வேல்யூவான விஷன் போர்டில் அதெல்லாம் நம்ம போட தேவை. So
Okay, sir.
2 blueprints, 1 for this year, 2 for the other 9 years. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Keep shining the storms, both of you. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, everyone. Bye, Varshan and all.
Bye, sir. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Pranam.
Bye. So we will dismantle everything and stack up the
Sir,
chairs.
can I just get the chocolates?
Please, please.
Sir, I want to start with you, sir. Since I kept it in the back along the set of recitation answer, I made these, sir. So
You made this?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's a great. Good job.
this is what I should
Thanks. So, எப்படி chocolate make பண்ணுறது?
Sir, we can either make our own recipes, sir, our own mixture, sir, or we can use pre-made compounds, sir, which we can customize how we want, sir. Sir, for this half of this, sir, some might feel different, sir. This one, the big one, sir, I made my own recipe, sir. The rest I use the compounds and I customize it with some butter things like that.
Wonderful. Happy birthday. Right, everybody, get your sweets first.
Thanks, Nikhil.
Find your sweet first.
Many more confidence after that.
Happy birthday. Hey, answer.
Moving on, Karyan.
Hey, hey. Andar,
Sir, yes.